What's up, YouTubers? Luke coming at you, aka Drunk Trojan. I'm gonna do my Nationals recap and my mail day before Nationals. Uh, but I want to start off and share some memories from Nationals. I'm not one to really put my face on videos anymore. And that's probably why not everybody recognized me when they first met me. So I apologize for not introducing myself better to people. I think Jason got surprised when he actually figured out who I was when he met me, which was pretty cool. But I would have been down on Thursday, but I wanted to take my wife to see Guns N' Roses, which was an amazing concert. So uh, we had a great time there, and we had to leave a little bit early because we have two little dogs that are puppies, and we didn't want to leave them alone for too long, and because I had to wake up at the ass crack of dawn to start my drive up to Chicago to Nationals. So I got on the road and everything was going great. Um, Talked to Garrett, my roommate, card cutter, and I'm horrible about the numbers as some other people are also. I can't remember everybody's numbers at the end of them. That's why I took the one out of my name, so it's just Drunk Trojan now. But Garrett set it up to where I just walked into the lobby and told him my name, and I had the room key, which I appreciated greatly that we were able to make things work to where I had a roommate, because it wasn't up until probably the end of June when I actually for sure committed to going to the Nationals for personal reasons and financial reasons. But things worked out for me to be able to go. But yeah, so made it safely up to Chicago and went into the lobby to head towards the show, and two dealers stopped me, and I made a deal in the lobby before I even stepped into the show, which felt great to just have that under my belt and just have some spending money for the weekend. And that was my main goal. I didn't bring any money except for the hotel room and food, so made a deal, and that felt great to get that done. And went into the show, went to RBI Crew 7's booth, because I know that's where everybody's like home base is. As John Smitty said, he seemed to yo-yo from that table, and I think that was pretty much everybody else's idea also, was pretty much go to RBI Crew 7's table, branch out from there, and then go right back and meet up. And if you were lost or were looking for somebody, generally they were around that area. So it was great to just meet up with people. I don't remember who the first person I met, but I did see Garrett right there, and as everybody said, he is a beast of a man. He is a lot bigger than what you had in your mind's eye, but I believe Brett and I, Boston Broncos fan, discussed this on one of the walks over to his hotel, is nobody in your mind's eye looks the same. But after meeting everybody, I can't remember who put it this way, but you get so used to seeing everybody on camera and hearing for them every other week or so, and just everybody's pretty open, that guards are dropped pretty quickly. So I agree with that sentiment. I'm a little more reserved and have a little more I guess reservations, just because I'm an analytical person that by nature. That's my job in the when I was in the military, and now that I'm out of the military and a contractor, it's my job to just sit back and observe. So that's what I generally do. So I might have been quiet, but I was taking everything in, and I appreciate everybody's kind words about me. So I do thank you there. Had a great time. Got to see everybody on Friday. I think it was I saw Joey right away, and he's, like I've told everybody else, he's a ball of energy for the hobby and just in general. If I had just half of his energy when I woke up in the morning, I don't know what I'd do with the other half. So it was great to see Joey again. I know he was super excited about just everything, and then I know he had tons of tables he wanted to walk and show me stuff that he found. Before I was there, I was getting texts from him and a couple other people about what's at certain tables and asking me if I needed it, and I appreciate all the help. I just wish we were able to find more stuff that I needed, but all the help and everybody looking out for each other was great. If you saw something, you'd tell somebody what table it was at, and it was just a great time. And let's see, that Friday night, it seemed like 2 days in one on that one, but that night, I know, what is it, Michael Phillips' film Not Yet Rated, Bob Wilkie and Brett and I all went to Gibson's to have dinner, and oh my gosh, that come on little dog, that was such great food, but the company was even better. We just had a great time there, just talking hobbies, talking sports, and just talking about anything in general. And it seems like, even though I'd never met Bob, and it's my second time meeting Brett, but we chat all the time on Facebook, and Michael and I, he's probably the person I text just under my under my wife amount of times I text, because he's up at crazy hours of the night when I'm deployed, and it seems to be nighttime for him, and then daytime work for me, and it just seems to work out, and it's great. So yeah, probably one of my better friends in the hobby. So I appreciate that. Yeah, that night we end up in the lobby, and that's why I said it feels like 2 days. I can't believe all that happened in one. I think that was the Lawrence Taylor night, and yeah, we just Garrett was hesitant about going to get something signed and get a picture. He approached him, asked him for an autograph and a picture, and he said either you can have the autograph or the picture, so he opted for the picture. Took a quick picture, and he kept talking to us, so we sat there at the bar and talked to him, and it was just great fun. I think Manny showed up after that, and I took a picture for Manny with the LT. I kind of regret not getting a picture, but like I said, I'm not one to. I'd rather be behind the camera as I am now than in front of it. So I hate pictures, and I hate being on camera. So yeah, that was the first night. I think I didn't think that it could get better. Then the next morning, woke up, had breakfast with Everett, Wenzel 888888, Joey Bearcat 8, and Garrett Card Cutter. We all had breakfast and got ready for the show. That Friday night, Joey hit a monster card, which was great to watch him open up that case. That took 2 hours and 7 minutes, minus 2 boxes that he sold, so I didn't win that bet. Brett won that one, so he's a better man than I am on that bet. Anyways, so that was great times watching that, and I know Joey was super pumped to go get that graded and find out what he was going to get. So I know he ended up turning that into a nice little profit. So I'll let him tell that story. I know he has a video up, so he probably went over that story and was how excited he was. All I know is it wasn't as excited as I thought he would be, because he thought it was a pink instead of a red. So he just sat there stunned once he realized what it was. So that was pretty funny to watch that happen. But yeah, that night went great. Or that was still Friday, and then woke up Saturday, went to the show, and I knew I needed to get some more deals done. Friday I only picked up a couple things. Like I said, that day seemed to 2 in 1. I keep going back to Friday. So I did pick up a couple cards on Friday. Made a trade for 2 of them and purchased 1 just because I'm a madman and needed it in my collection. And unfortunately, I don't know where I put it. I might have put it with the others. But I'll show it off when I do my Von Miller collection. I need to do one of those videos. Michael keeps bugging me, not bugging me, but asking me. Here it is, I found it. So I'll show that. Alright, 10 minutes in, day 2 at the show. Met more YouTubers. I think that's when Michael Wilkie and Chris both showed up on Friday, but they went off and had barbecue while we went to the steakhouse, yeah. But we all met up again in the lobby, and the DoubleTree seemed to be the place to be. So yeah, I'm so scatterbrained about everything. That's probably why Garrett does his videos of each day, so he can remember, because my brain goes just as much as everybody else's. So day 2, made more deals, met more YouTubers, got handed a nice little stack from Hudson fan Tom. He handed me some numbered and base that he got out of, he did those boxes from Panini. So he gave me the Bronco hits, and then he had a couple from Majestic, some hits that he's got. So I appreciate that, Tom. You got the Devontae Booker. I don't really collect Devontae Booker unless I hit him and he goes into my rookie Bronco box, and hope for the best. But they're in Broncos and they were given to me as a present, so they're not going to go anywhere. But yeah, they got handed that stack, which was awesome. I don't get the stack like I've seen a couple, but that's okay, because what I really collect is very specific, and I understand how that is. But yeah, Saturday night got even better with everybody that seemed to be in the lobby waiting for Brett to open his case. That seemed to take forever. And then again, Michael Wilkie won the bet of the over-under, and he's a better man than me for winning that bet. So again, I suck at bets. That's probably why I don't go to the casino very often. But it was great time watching him open that case and the fire that came with it. Couldn't believe what was coming out, and couldn't have happened to a better guy. I know he's bummed about the rejection from all that, what is it called, this, I can't remember what your guys' little bad break is, like Slat Incorporated or something like that. I can't remember. Anyways, it was great to watch that case get opened and everybody just cheering him on every hit, and it was just so much fun. Yeah, it sucked having to leave Sunday and not get to go to the show, but yeah, I had to drive home, got to spend the little bit of Sunday with my wife, so she appreciated that. But every time she'd call, she's like, what are you doing? Who are you with? And trying to explain it to her was near impossible. So just showing her everybody's video and post, she's starting to understand how the community is and how much fun it is to be up there in Chicago. So I appreciate everybody that came up and talked to me, or those that I had dinner with and conversed with. Got to see Jesse and Tammy, had dinner with them as part of our group. And I think Everett and Michael and Brett and Bob, we all went to have that barbecue that was recommended. So if you guys are in that Chicago area, we recommend the barbecue place that's behind the hotel. That was amazing. Barbecue for Chicago. St. Louis doesn't have that great a barbecue, even though we have to share the same state as Kansas City, where they have much better barbecue. Anyways, let's get on with showing some cards and what I did at the Nationals. So with RBI Crew 7, I sent in a lot more than this to try and get raw reviewed, just to see if I could get some grades so that I didn't have to look for this stuff while I was on the show floor. But this is an upgrade. It's a Michael Vick for my Virtuoso set. It's now a 9.510. I think I had a 9.9 or a 9.59. So, as everybody knows, I'm crazy and have to get everything 9.510 for my sets. But there will be an exception here soon. For the Spectre set that Joey and I are doing, I know he found me Jimmy Johnson, and then I got some on Come See. But I sent in a couple. I usually send in 2 if I have them, just in case one doesn't 9.5, but these both did 9.510 on both those Jimmy Johnsons. Old receiver for San Francisco. He went in the Hall of Fame in 1994. Then we got John Hanna. I honestly didn't think this would get a 9.510, but to my pleasant surprise it did. So I know my other one was an 8.5, so to have a 9.5 on that and the hunt is over, I'm so happy. I'll send Everett one of my extras, because I know he's some weird Patriots fan. And then this is Hugh McGellen, or I can't say his last name, but he's an old 49er, and he was like the second year, I think, or I might think it was third year Hall of Fame class, 1970. But yeah, he's an old 49er. And then for my Super Bowl set, Mark Bavaro. This is a numbered one. Some of these aren't numbered. And this is a 9.510. That's an upgrade. I think Joey found this one for me on a forum, or I can't remember if he bought it off someone and sent it my way, but I think this is the one. Joey or Michael, one of the two, got this during one of my deployments, and I finally graded it, and it came back 9.510. So thrilled about that, because my other one, I think, didn't even min grade a 9. So this is Bill Parcells has 2. He has the other Super Bowl 25, but this one's actually numbered, and it's numbered 22 of 24. And this one got a 9.510. I sent in 2 of these. The other one got a 9.10, Reggie Wayne. So happy to have the 9.5 of that. And I sent in 2 Russell Wilsons. They both got 9.510s. This is a big one. I bought an additional Peyton Manning after my other one only got a 9.10. So now I can move that other Peyton Manning now that I got this 9.510. But they have to come back slab before I can truly put them in the movable box. And then for my Denver Broncos, Shannon Sharpe, Brett's favorite player, and I know he just loves how that autograph looks. So nice. That's the only one of those that I have, Shannon Sharpe, or the other one would be going to Brett. So with my first pickup on Friday, like I said, I only got 3 cards. I actually have, I think, 7 of these now. 7 of the 25. This is 2 of 25. I just love how big the autograph is, and then this giant chunky piece of patch. This is actually the cleanest one that I have. The others are pretty dirty. Whether it be game used, player worn, I don't care. I think the card just overall looks great. So can't complain on that one. And then this one, I know Joey and Michael appreciate this. Michael Phillips, this film not yet rated, because this is a better Super Bowl than Super Bowl 31. This is Super Bowl 32. I can't always remember the score or who won, but if you ask Joey Bearcat 8, just message him, ask him what the score of Super Bowl 32 is for me. He'll be more than happy to let you know what the score is. So that is 1 of 10. It's a nice Brett Favre, John Elway dual auto. And I traded for that one. and then I traded for this set pickup, and I couldn't be happier. This is, when I saw this at the table, I knew I was going to end up with it at the end of the weekend. Joe Montana inscribed Joe Cool for my 2013, is it 2000? Yeah, 2013. No, it's 2014 Notable Nicknames, National Treasures. The 2013 one had like print runs to 10. So these are all print run to 25, which makes it a little bit easier, but not all of them inscribed like they did in 2013. On with my pre-nationals pickups. I recommend everybody during next year's nationals monitor eBay, because nobody else seems to be, and ask Michael, and I ended up winning Clay Matthews that I sent his way. He paid this what I paid, which was a ridiculously cheap amount, but everybody's preoccupied with nationals and doesn't remember to look at eBay or when auctions end. So I was able to get some of these for great prices, or stuff that I needed, like this one for my award winner set. This is the Brian Urlacher. There was only 2 in this year's what was this, Pantheon. There's a Brian Urlacher and Eric Dickers, or Jerome Bettis. He's in his Rams uniform. That's why I got him confused with Eric Dickerson. I still need the Jerome Bettis, but the Brian Urlacher for my set. And this is the set I promised everybody I won't grade. And I have not seen one that I was confident would 100% get a 9.5/10 yet, because of the colored borders, that they definitely will be difficult to grade if someone ever wanted to. I don't. Michael always talks about old 90s inserts, and I know that the Flair Showcase, I just think this was a cool looking insert. I'm trying to get into 90s insert. I didn't collect during then, so I don't know what's great and what isn't, what's rare and what isn't, but anything Broncos, Terrell Davis or John Elway, or any of Rod Smith, any of those guys, I would be more than happy to get 90s inserts to try and build that stuff back up. Here's a Floyd Little that I lost this auction. I don't know if somebody didn't pay her. They were trying to bid it up, but I bid the same amount. This time I won. It's a 1 of 1 for my Floyd Little collection. This is, I think, 2009 press pass, 2008 press pass. Legends. This is my first press pass 1 of 1 with an auto, so that was pretty cool to pick up. And then I know Chris Sichtifer mentioned this in a post about Titus Young or something, and I asked him if he had seen this, and somebody saw this in the YouTube group, and I can't remember her name, but she said, hey, somebody on Blowout is has one in stuff that he's trying to, or she's trying to sell, because it was a Packers girl fan or something like that. And I hit her up, and easy deal on Blowout for this, and too easy. We got a deal done, and she sent it my way, and that puts me, I think, 4 or 5 away from completing this set from 2011. They're all numbered to 5. I know it's Titus Young, and it's gotten too much camera time as it is, so that's that. Joey, I think, hit it, or Everett, in their classics box of 2015, hit one of his autos, and they didn't know who he was, but Sua Cravens, he got drafted by the Redskins. He did pretty well, but this is his Contenders Cracked Ice version. I had a whole bunch of stuff I wanted to get graded, but the Beckett lines were ridiculously long, and then they stopped RCRing after Thursday or Friday morning or something stupid like that. So I have tons of stuff I need to send in for grading before I leave again, which I'll be deploying in October. So I'll enjoy these last 2 months while I'm home. This is from somebody on Instagram hit me up about this one. This is from This in National Treasures, I think. National Treasures, Buck Allen, Nike logo, number 1 of 2. Got a great deal on that one. For Demaryius Thomas, nameplate patch, numbered, it should be 1 of 5, yeah, 1 of 5. The T and Thomas, this one was an eBay seller that somehow the package got lost for, I think, 3 months. I got this while I was deployed, and it finally showed up in an envelope that looked like it had been run over about 1,000,000 times. One more for the Floyd Little collection. This is from this year's gold standard. These are the golden jackets, but somehow there's not a gold piece in the entire set. I know Jason Weaver is pretty bummed that there's none of those, but just add more Floyd Littles to the collection. So beautiful looking card. Just wish they would have made a gold piece parallel, and I would have totally chased that. Out of 2010, certified, Rod Smith, fabric of the game back when they looked really good. Die cut his jersey. This is 17 of 25. Then this one I have not shown off yet. I made a trade for this. I think the other person made out pretty well. But this is 1 of 2, triple auto, C.J. Anderson, Von Miller, Demaryius Thomas, Super Bowl teammates from Super Bowl 50. So 1 of 2, pretty impressive. I like that one. I posted all my 1 of 1s, and somebody hit me up with this one. I don't really do base, but just a black border, and I know Michael said these look great in person. So Gem Masters from 2014 Hot Rookies. I think he has the Clay Matthews of this, but a 1 of 1, 9.5, so couldn't go wrong on the price on that one either. This is one of those pickups from eBay that I was talking about where people aren't paying attention. I got this for a steal. It comes up in my Hall of Fame searches, so I just threw a bullshit bid on it and ended up winning. 2011 certified Jim Brown Immortals Emerald, so it's the 5, and that's on card. It's supposed to be stickered, but Jim Brown just ended up signing all his stuff on card that he had pending, and this is 1 of 5. So I don't know if that's a real Browns jersey. It seems too clean to be anything game worn, so it's probably enclosed as game worn material and autographs. So I call bullshit on that, but that's just me. Yeah, that seems way too clean for a Jim Brown jersey, game worn. So still a beautiful looking card. And then here's a couple pickups for the Elway collection. Out of this year's gold standard, out of 5, got this for a pretty good price. I actually thought it was a different card when I bid on it, and thought I got a really good steal, but it's a decent card for price that I paid for one numbered to 5. There's a blue jersey piece in there. It's probably from that Mitchell & Ness one that got cut up. So, player worn material. So yeah, this is probably that Mitchell & Ness, and that was 5 of 5. And then this one again got for a great price during Nationals. Came in. This is from this year's Optic. It's the Champagne Swirls or Superfractor or Gold Vinyl, whatever they want to call it. 1 of 1. So beautiful looking card. And then somebody posted in the 1 of 1 group. I just asked them about it, and he gave me, said make an offer. I threw out a number. He said if you come up to this, we got a deal. I was like, no problem. I had just sold some stuff on eBay and had the money, and the person on eBay ended up returning it, so it kind of hiccuped my account, and that's why I needed some funds, because I had to cover stuff that I wasn't expecting to. But nice 1 of 1, John Elway, Terrell Davis, dual auto, Super Bowl parallel or some, yeah, Super Bowl 33 MVP and Super Bowl 32 MVP diamond, 1 of 1 from this year's gold standard. Beautiful card. Haven't posted this on any groups either yet. I wanted to make my video and let it sit there for a day or two, and then I'll post all these pictures. And I'm 30 minutes in. Those of you that have stuck around, I appreciate it. I know people say that they love watching my videos because I show some crazy stuff off. It's because I deploy and it builds up. And I do sell a lot on eBay or make deals with other dealers so that I call it a habit, so I can fund my habit. But I just enjoyed the hobby, and being at Nationals was just amazing, and being around everybody else. And Saturday, I was just walking around, didn't plan on purchasing anything, and Tyson Magdorn, he has numbers after his name, was flipping through John Summers' box at his table, and these have always caught my eye. These ones I have in before I decided to even think about going after or attempting this set, but so I'm going to show these off, and then I want to say that I'm officially going after this set. I think it's considered the most iconic autograph set in football. I've done a lot of research on this now that I'm going to attempt it. I think it's something doable, not within a year. Michael, this film not yet rated, thinks that I'm going to do it in a year, but there's a lot of short prints, and some of the short prints have some hefty price tags. So without further ado, these are the ones I had on hand because I've always toyed with the idea, and talking with some of the guys like Michael Wilkie and others, Brett, Michael Phillips, everybody just had nothing but positivity that they think that I can do this, and they just want to see this thing get tackled by somebody in the YouTube community. I know Michael Phillips had a friend named Grant. I think he's T-Narg on Blowout, did complete the set but ended up selling it. So I know it's attainable, so I am going to put my name in the hat and try to attempt it. And it is the 1997 Upper Deck Legends autograph set. From what I can tell, there's 199 players in the set. 107 of them are Hall of Famers. I think 27 of the 199 are now deceased. There's a lot of other players, like Chuck Howley was the only player in NFL history to win the Super Bowl MVP and not be on the winning team. So a lot of these have great stories. I wish I could remember. Every time I get a new one that I don't know the player, I try and read a little bit about them and what they accomplished during their career. So he's ranked as one of the top 10 people not in the Hall of Fame, is Chuck Howley. So I bet he might make a senior ballot one day. But currently there's 107 of the 109 in the Hall of Fame. So that's part of the reason why I'm doing the set, is because it's 107 names to add to my Hall of Fame collection. And like I've told others, that it helps me from buying wax, because I was buying cases upon cases at Nationals or anywhere. I would buy cases, and I was never satisfied with the hits. So this lets me try and tackle something else and put my money towards something that I'll enjoy more than the little rush. Even though when you hit great stuff like Brett, that's what the rush is for. But that doesn't always happen, as anyone else can attest to. So this one is Haven Moses, and I had this because he was a Denver Bronco. He's pictured in his Buffalo uniform, but in his Bronco uniform down in the corner. And just these photos are just incredible. And the autos are camera's not picking them up great. They're pretty dark on camera, but in person, a lot of these, the autographs really pop. Another set I will not be grading. I might authenticate some of them just to make sure that they're real, because some of these I know have been known to be forges. This one, another Bronco, Carl Mecklenburg, the albino rhino. He was one of my favorite players growing up. Just a beast. Wish he would get in the Hall of Fame. Just some of the Broncos defense that deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, but because they were on not so great teams back in those days, they don't get the recognition. But he was part of the Orange Crush. Another person part of the Orange Crush. I think that's the second iteration of the Orange Crush. But Randy Gradishar. I know these guys have been on the Hall of Fame ballots. Some of them have made it to the finalist rounds. Others, they make it to the semi-finalist rounds. And I think Carl Mecklenburg and Randy Gradishar both have been in that situation. So I'd love to see those guys make it. But the next couple of years, it's going to be very hard for any of the old players to get in, because some first ballot names are about to be showing up, like Ray Lewis, Randy Moss, Peyton Manning. When he goes in, there's a bunch of names that if you start going through it, they're gonna get in first time, and they're gonna miss their window and have to wait for the senior ballot. One player, offensive tackle, Ron Mix. He's also in my Spectra set, but like I said, so these color photos are pretty nice. I think Anthony Munoz will be making an appearance in my Spectra set here, Joey and I Spectra set, but just he's a USC player. That's why I got this one, is because he played in USC, and just amazing photos and autographs, and a Hall of Famer. Gene Upshaw, he passed away I think in 2010, but just the look of these cards, of how dirty, you can just see the dirt on him. You don't see those nice pretty cards like that anymore. Just little silhouettes usually. Jackie Smith, tight end for the, I think it was the St. Louis Cardinals back then. And then, of course, this came out of my PC and is now going in the set collection, but Floyd Little, on-card auto. So those are the ones I had. And like I said, I was at John Summers' booth, and Tyson just kept pulling these out, one after another. And I was like, handed the stack to John and said, let's make a deal. He gave me a great price. I debated if we could make a trade, but I was like, the cash price was too good, and I had done well selling stuff that day. It was too easy for me to just give him the money and take the cards and run. So I showed these to everybody, and they're just like, yeah, that you got to do the set. So that's where that originated, was at Nationals. Mark it on your calendars, August 1st. We'll check back in a year and see where I'm at then. But Cliff Branch, I'm just going to roll through this because I'm at 38 minutes. Harold Carmichael, another great player, not in the Hall of Fame. Wes Chandler. Like I said, I've read up on some of these, and some of their stories are incredible. Chris Collinsworth, probably one that I don't care for the auto that much because he signed it in black and it's hard to see, but you can see. I think my Super Bowl auto that I have of him, even though he was on the losing team, looks so much better. But Chris Collinsworth, horrible announcer, but I have him for the set. Ben Davidson, I guess he was known as a dirty player. They made a special rule about a game that he was in against the Kansas City Chiefs that let the Raiders end up going to the Super Bowl. And they changed the rule because of him, because he did some late hit and some guy jumped up and pushed him. I'm pretty sure that's who that is. Pushed him, and the penalties offset, so it took away the Chiefs' first down, and they had to punt the ball to the Raiders, and the Raiders went down and kicked a field goal and ended up winning the game to go to the Super Bowl. And I think because of him, they changed the rule to offsetting penalties after the play doesn't negate first down or something like that. But that was a pretty interesting story to read. Rosie Greer, great black and white photo. Jim Marshall, I know he had a pretty cool story. This one, again, you can just feel how cold and dirty that picture is. Dwight Stevenson, I think he's gonna make. I think these are all Hall of Famers now. Dwight Stevenson, I think he's gonna make an appearance in our Spectre set. Larry Wilson, Jack Youngblood. Like I said, the camera's not giving justice to these autos. When you see them in person under natural light, they just pop. Carl Eller, big man hurling somebody. Tommy McDonald. Chuck Benark. He was supposed to be in the Spectre set, but he unfortunately passed away before he could sign for it. So I was able to now have him as in my Hall of Fame and now my legendary or 97 Legends set. But it's pretty coolly inscribed Hall of Fame 67. And when you look at these cards, just to let you know, to know generally if they're not the in-person ones, I know a lot of people like to send them TTMs, but this whole spiel on the back about the autograph instead of stats and stuff is what a normal card will look like, but this is the autograph version, and all these are autograph versions. Bob Lilly, Kellen Winslow, inscribed Hall of Fame 95, and then Charlie Joyner, another one that's in the Spectre set, but can't have too many Hall of Famers. And then the biggest one, this is actually what caught my eye. It's a short print for the set, so it's an authentic one. Bubba Smith, and he's not in the Hall of Fame, but I know he's in the College Hall of Fame, and I think he has passed away. But this was actually Lieutenant Hightower, for anyone who remembers, in the Police Academy movies. That's who this was. But I think he'll make a senior ballot one day into the Hall of Fame. But Bubba Smith, so that's my declaration to go after this set. Michael Wilkie Sevens has already hit me up about it, and I've picked up some stuff coming in from eBay and picked up some nice stuff on Come See, so stay tuned. I'll show these off when I do mail days, anytime I get new ones in, and yeah, I can't wait to see in 1 year where everything goes. I don't know if I'll make it to next year's Nationals, but I can't wait to do Nationals again, because seeing everybody and hanging out was just incredible. Thank you all. I appreciate everybody's friendship in the community. It's just like just reiterating what everybody else has said, that just the camaraderie was amazing, and the friendships that were not forged but built upon was incredible. Just to watch, sit back and watch. I know sometimes you just gotta sit back and just take it all in, and it was amazing. So thank you all. I appreciate it, and can't wait till next time. Talk to you later. Bye.